cross-pollinate enough change to harvest better days. Not to pardon the decay, but to look where we're hit hard and soften anyway, knowing that softness will not deepen our pockets, but it will connect our hearts when we're feeling hardened in these harsh winds of crashing markets, not knowing where to put the harvest, or feeling cropped out of your own picture and you are already on edge because every season this year felt like winter.
I think we often think about inclusion as participation, and that's where we can often frame it. And where I like to come from, and I think that WOSEN does a great job of, is considering inclusion as belonging.
It really touches upon what this whole journey of ours with the design principles, because I feel that we've learned along the way, and we've also seen how our language has evolved. So I personally now am at a point where I feel like I would rather use the word belonging rather than inclusion, because inclusion is implying that someone has the power to include and exclude. So there's still that power imbalance. When belonging is that we're all there, we're all belonging, we're all fully seen, and we can all be present and co-create and co-learn with one another.
I am someone who is hard of hearing, so I have a hearing loss. So I find that through my own personal experience, I understood the inequalities that exist within our society. On top of that, I understand that we need to have more spaces that enable people of all disabilities enter and be able to participate, because there's a lot of barriers and gaps in that space.
And though your winter may feel cold, there are winters colder still. Just beyond the build are walls, borders, and hills, creating an obstacle course of control, power, and ill will, inaccessible. So damned if you do, damned if you're just trying to survive the chill.
Often you have folks come and enter a space being like, okay, I'm meant to belong here. They don't see themselves around, so they leave, and then it's just this constant ebb and flow. You're not actually retaining, and you're not actually creating belonging.
So that's just what comes up for me, is that this whole learning journey and how our understanding of these concepts and then our language has evolved along the way.
And it's just not good enough to have unintended consequences anymore.
Nothing for us without us, is actually pretty important. And it doesn't actually work unless it's like it's in collaboration, like it's in step with from the beginning. And that sometimes takes a bit longer in time, and it's challenging.
We're essentially evening the playing field between people who don't have a disability and do have a disability.
You have knowledge around the consequences that may happen around a decision, and I think you can't get it perfect. Understanding that you've made an intentional choice is very different to an unintended consequence.
These systems are games that tell you that hunger is the only way through. They pave the way, then make the pavement glue, so stuck in the system unless it's training you. So if you made it through to your honeycomb home and it's time to use the sweetness you've accrued, who will you include?